What's up, everybody? It's your boy Chaos, and welcome to a special hosted episode of Wrestling Republic's Daily, the one-stop shop for all reviews, news, and everything in wrestling. And yeah, we've got a jam-packed episode for you guys today. And yeah, I ain't gonna really just be teasing y'all. It's gonna be jam-packed. Let me just get the guests out of the way. First up is the man, the head of reviews, Coby. How you doing today, Coby, sir?
I mean, I'm doing pretty good. I thought it was Raw last night. It was solid. There was a lot of good stuff. There were a couple of weird things. I mean, obviously, I'll get into my shine shovel earlier that I did yesterday, but I'll expose the shine shovel when I get to later on in the show. But at the end of the day, we're talking all things Monday Night Raw, and I thought it was overall a solid show.
Yes. As he's already alluded to, we are going to be talking about Monday Night Raw. You know what time it is. But obviously, last but not least, the man is one of the hosts of Wrestling of the Year for NXT. That airs on
Today.
will be tonight. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, shortly after this show of the Daily. It's none other than Dryzzy. How you doing today, Dryzzy?
I am good. They let me out. They let me out in the daytime again. It's two times in 2 weeks now. Oh man, it feels great to be back on Daily and watching Raw. At that, I feel like the last time I was on here, it was a Raw show. I'm gonna get in y'all butts about Dominic later because I told y'all. Told y'all.
Okay, I can't wait for that. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Well, welcome, guys. Like I said, we're gonna be talking about Monday Night Raw. Like Coby and Dryzzy says, it was a very solid show. Already many people are touting this as probably one of the best Raws, or the best Raw of the year so far. I thought it was a very fun show, very, very solid. Lots of things happened, lots of things progressed. Some flubs along the way, which we will obviously get into as we always dissect each major segment of the show and each major match. But yeah, let's start off with the first major one, which obviously we starts off with the man, Becky Lynch, current NXT Women's Champion. She came out and then basically she invited out. Did she invite out Tegan Nox?
She did not invite Tegan Nox.
She didn't invite Tegan Nox. Sorry, apologies. But my mind's all over the place today, so apologies, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, she came out, cut a little promo. Tegan Nox came out and basically said she wants to obviously she respected Becky Lynch being the NXT champion, women's champion. And then just gave her a props. And Becky said, I was hoping that you was going to be the one to come out last week. But instead Natalya came out and obviously took the opportunity. I saw you at the back waiting to come out. But for some reason Natalya came out. Why was that? And obviously Tegan said basically, she's the veteran, and she thought she deserved a better chance, so she let her go. And yeah, she didn't do anything about it. Ultimately, there was a little confrontation backstage with Natalya, Adam Pearce, and Tegan Nox. And basically, there was it led up to a match between Natalya and Tegan Nox. Whoever wins will get the winner of Tiffany Stratton and Becky Lynch after No Mercy at the Extreme Rules match. Yeah, Tegan Nox won. That was very, very solid. And she will obviously face either Tiffany Stratton or Becky Lynch next week on Monday Night Raw. Now, could this potentially be finally the long-awaited push that for Tegan Knox, or is it just a spur in the moment type of thing? Is it just gonna be quote unquote the flavor of the month? Me personally, I hope this is finally her time in the limelight. I think there's more opportunities for that now. For it to be one of the shining lights out of the roster. She's very talented, very young, and obviously with the unfortunate releases that happened the past week. Obviously there's more time, there's more room for her to obviously flourish and hopefully get more TV time and truly show what she is capable of, because she's really had an up and down uh career in WWE right now. Obviously it's been stop start with her knee injury and everything else. But yeah, I just wanted to get your guys' thoughts on this. What do you think of the overall the overall packaging of Tegan Knox? Do you think she's going to be getting a major push? Is it a sign of going to get a major push, or do you think it's going to be flavor of the month? Coby, let's start with you.
I think this is the interesting scenario that we are being given here. And Becky Lynch is obviously being used to elevate the NXT Women's Championship. And I like the entire idea of I wanted Becky saying, I wanted you to be the one to answer the open challenge. Becky saying, I wanted to face you instead of Natalia. Natalia's someone where, I mean, they were in Toronto for a SummerSlam in 2018 or no, in 2019, and Becky was moreover than essentially the home country hero of Natalia, and it was just it's a weird match in general. It's a weird scenario. Natalia is someone is that can work with a lot of the younger talent and can help them to develop and help them learn. But Natalia is never going to be one I'm going to say she deserves to be in a top spot on the brand. I like the fact that Natalia gave her the win. Natalia, it was a short match in general. Tegan got the win with the shiniest wizard. I found it very comical that they cut to the crowd after the match, and there was someone standing there looking like it was like, wait, that's the end of the match, and he was very confused with the result, and I think that's the point where they haven't told us enough about. They haven't told the casual fan enough about Tegan Knox, and they do need to tell the story. Is this her being given a big push? I don't know. Like I don't necessarily know what's going to happen at No Mercy, and that's where I like it. But I don't think Tegan Knox is going to get the win next week either. Like as long as she has a good showing against, well, i.e. Tiffany or Becky, I think that's what you can ask for. But there's not really room for her to get a big push because keep in mind the championship she's going to face for isn't a Raw championship. It's a NXT belt. There and it's a weirder title scene with the Raw Women's Title Championship. So I don't think she's going to get a big push. But if she's getting used and not being given a random heel role, I think that's what you can ask for surrounding this scenario with Tegan Knox.
Yeah, no, that's fair play. That's fair play. I do think that there's definitely they need to put her in the forefront, because like I agree what you said in terms of when it came to the finish, that there was one guy, he was just look mad confused. But yeah, it's just because not everyone knows that is her finisher, because she has one of those finishers which I tend to call an everyday move. It's something that is that you've seen a lot of people do, but because of that, you don't really associate it as her being a finisher. So that's when it was like, wait, she got taken down by this a basic move, if you if you will. Now everyone knows that it's called the shiniest wizard. But yeah, I think give it time, and I agree. Whoever wins out of the that match at No Mercy, I don't think she's going to obviously win, but the most important thing is it's all about her getting a give a good showing, and get some this is awesome chance, just have a great match to showcase her skills. That's what I think. But what about you, Dryzzy? Do you feel like she's in line for a big push, or do you think it's just going to be a pit stop, if you will?
I kind of think this is kind of a way to see what she looks like in the limelight, because for the last few years, it's injury after injury. Every time they get ready to start pushing her, an ACL blows, MCL blows, something like that. I think they really have not gotten a chance to really see what Tegan can do or what she's all about, and it's just kind of hard to want to get behind her. And like you guys said, with her finisher, it's kind of every day. But if you really pay attention to her, she's kicking you with a brace at this essentially because you got
Yeah.
braces on both legs. So te- honestly, she's cheating. Never mind about that. Never mind that. It is a lot of the stuff about her isn't too flashy. I don't think that she got the proper amount of time in NXT too, just because of the injury. It's just there's not a lot of flash to Tegan. She's just a really good worker and a really good wrestler. I don't think I can count on my fingers how many times I've actually heard her really legit talk that doesn't involve Dakota Kai. Because I know in that feud, Dakota Kai kind of told that story because again, injuries.
Mm.
I'm hoping that this means that they're gonna start pushing some more of those women that have been sitting in the back that haven't had a chance to do anything. The Chelsea Greens, like what they've been doing with Chelsea Green, now what they're doing with Tegan, which this will be 3 weeks in a row we've had some type of mention of her. I'm all for it. The women's division needs it, and with all the new talent coming into the women's division soon, it's it's welcomed with wide open arms.
Yeah, no, I agree. There's it's a nice breath of fresh air for the roster, especially instead of just going for someone that's like someone brand new or something that they brought her up for a reason, and I don't understand with obviously with her injuries kind of plagued everything. So do you think that it might be the reason they kind of get given her a stop start? Do you think it's a bit of a trust issue because of her injuries? Would you guys think that is that why they're just realizing, all right, cool, we can rely on her now? Do you feel like is that the reason why maybe trust issues, Kobe?
I think it's possible that that could be something that happens. Is they don't want to push her because she has been known to be injury prone. She's
Mm,
like we see her. She often has two knee braces on her. She used to have two knee braces on when she wrestled. She's obviously not in the. I don't want to say her body's the healthiest it's been, but it's not. Like she's had a lot of injuries underneath NXT's belt, and it's a matter of they brought her back, and I don't want to say they brought her back for no reason, but they brought her back to be a number. I don't know where her piece is different. Like I always talk about fitting it into a puzzle, fitting it into the scene. I don't know where her piece can go. And she's someone, like you said, like Drizzy said, I don't know when Tegan Knox has been in a rivalry that's not Dakota Kai. And that's
mm,
a valid criticism. They haven't really put her in much else of a position to where she's been able to be not exposed, but be in a different light than being in a Dakota Kai feud. But I don't necessarily know if there is a trust issue in that fact matter, but I wouldn't rule it out.
mm. Yeah, same. Yeah, it's although it's a long time coming. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So hopefully, yeah, they build up off it, and it's not just like a flash in the pan type of thing. Because I feel like she has a ton of potential. She might not be the flashiest person, but you know, I think she has a lot to give and have a decent run, a chase at the title, if you will. So we see how it goes and from next week. And then we'll obviously assess it then. All right, moving swiftly on. Another segment happened between Seth Rollins and Shinsuke Nakamura. So Seth freaking Rollins came out and started talking. He's been trying to get Nakamura to accept the challenge or whatnot, and he gave him the ultimatum. He basically said, like, look, if you don't accept it now, I'm moving on. I'm tired of trying. I'm tired of playing games. I've given you the option to name the time and place and whatever stipulation, you're not doing it. So are you going to accept it now? Nakamura came onto the Titantron in typical evil anime villainy, obviously talking in his native tongue, saying, I'm going to break you basically, and you try to give me the ultimatum. You don't need to do that. I accept your challenge at Fastlane in a last man standing match. So yeah, the match has been set. Seth Rollins obviously said, all right, so You think I don't know? I think he said it's before the announcement, but he said like you think I don't know. You think I don't know the fact that the next time I come into the ring, this will be my last time, or I put everything in the line on the line, and you think you will be the last man standing? You won't, because I will be by any means necessary. So it's set for Fastlane. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Seth freaking Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. It was my personal. I hope this one is better than Shinsuke's last outing in the last man standing match against AJ Styles. That feud as a whole, that they could have done, so that was one of the biggest flops of that year, in my opinion. But yeah, last man standing. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is this Seth Rollins' first last man standing match?
It is.
It is, isn't
So
it?
that's the thing, is Seth said it himself on Twitter.
Okay.
So
fair enough. Okay. Sorry, I don't go on X anymore. It's not a real place, so that's why I haven't seen it. So apologies. But but yeah, it was a fine promo from both. I'm loving this new gimmick, this new attitude that Shinsuke is having. Yeah, I think it'll be a fun match. It has to be better than what the last one he was in. But Coby, what's your thoughts on this segment? Are you looking forward? Do you think the last man standing match is the best option? And yeah, what do you think of the promo?
I think this is one of the situations where it's like, this does need a stipulation, and I like the fact that they gave it a stipulation. I like the fact that it's Seth Rollins' first last man standing, and I feel like if I was going to critique his promo, he should have said that. He said it on Twitter, and I understand there's there's a different audience on Twitter than there is that's actually watching the weekly product. But that's something that could be told in both ways. At the end of the day, I like that. And this is my time to kind of rebuttal a point that was made on the weekend. Is we had Ignacio mentioning back then there were a lot of real, not real rivalries, but the rivalries felt real. And I want to say that's the thing. Kayfabe was believed in. People thought wrestling was real back then, and we are in a position where most wrestling fans know it's fake, and that's where WWE and other wrestling companies have a disadvantage, because it's not real. They have to provide a storyline that is that intriguing, that is that interesting, that is that believable, that the tension is there, and this feud does it. Nakamura, time and time again, is going, I want to be the reason your daughter is ashamed of you. I wanted to be the reason you can't walk your daughter down the aisle. This is personal. Obviously, we know it's fake. Obviously, we know it's planned, but it has those elements. And that's what I think is being very well done in this scenario, in this feud. I think it is. I do believe this will be a better match than Styles and Nakamura in the Last Man Standing, because they've really hit it out of the park with Shinsuke Nakamura's repackage, with Shinsuke going kind of, I guess, more sadistic, more killer aspect of it. His heel runs I want to say, really good. He had a couple kind of lackluster matches with Ricochet, but overall the character work and the promos being in Japanese with subtitles is the icing on the cake. I know what he's saying now, and that's it's. I want to say it's phenomenal, because it is phenomenal. They are doing really well with this feud, and Seth Rollins did really well with that promo as well. And I like the line he threw in. My 100% makes me the best in the world. Obviously,
Yeah.
haha, best in the world, CM Punk situation. But at the end of the day, Seth Rollins is doing great work both ways. Shinsuke is doing great work. I love it all, and that's the thing. I haven't been on a Tuesday show to be able to share my praise like this, but I've really enjoyed this feud. I just don't know where it ends and how it ends satisfyingly, if that makes sense. But obviously, we'll find out if it ends at Fastlane or if it ends in the future.
Yeah, I mean, I'm inclined to say that it will. I think it's more likely this is the final nail in the coffin. I mean, you don't really pull out these kind of stipulations, because these how I grew up, Last Man Standing, Hell in a Cell, or maybe those
match.
were like
I quit
enders.
matches,
Yeah,
street fights, all
no,
that.
Yeah.
no holds barred.
No holds barred.
No
Yeah,
holds
they're the
barred.
finale. This is we one person's got to get out of this. So yeah, that's how you see it. So yeah, I'm liking that this. I like to think that this is the finale. And yeah, my prediction is going to be Rollins to retain on that. I'm sure we'll do our predictions on another episode. But yeah, I agree. It's been a fun feud. I enjoyed it much more than I anticipated. It was it's sort of kind of bumpy, but yeah, they pulled it out, and they've had great matches. So yeah, I have no qualms about it. I think it will be a fun finale to a fun feud. My question is, where does Seth go from there? Because there's no correlation, or like there's no hints of something happening afterwards. Like there's nothing in the pipeline, if you will, to see what's going on. Maybe this is where the Damian Priest Money in the Bank briefcase kicks in, maybe. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, let's see on the comments. Numeros 1 Superfly, glad to have you. You're a regular contributor to Wrestling Republic. He said hopefully Shinsuke doesn't go for a double low blow resulting in the draw. I'm so glad he dropped that thing. That was so hilarious. Punch him in the nuts. That's all you can do. That's all you gotta do. What a terrible feud that was. When you think about it, that was like one of the biggest drop balls in WWE history. Would you agree?
He won the Royal Rumble. He had a WrestleMania main event, and the best they could do was hit him in the balls. That's it.
Every episode of SmackDown.
And then a year later, within his heel run, he sat there and lost to R-Truth.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, R-Truth beat him for the U.S. title. That's such a weird stipulation. That's such a weird statistic to say. But I do agree. They are doing this heel run right. They're doing it better than they did the first time.
No. Yeah. Triple H is doing it right. Remember, obviously back then, but yeah. I'm sorry. I don't mean to dog on him, but yeah, it is what it is. Also, now that obviously Seth Rollins said that he is the best in the world, CM Punk to WWE confirmed. Moving on. No, I'm joking. I'm playing. He's not confirmed. I'm just playing with y'all guys.
Oh my
don't
God.
worry.
He's coming. He's coming. Ooh, CM Punk is coming.
I'm sorry. Moving swiftly on. So the next up was one of 2 title matches on the night. This was obviously first one was against Dragon Lee versus Dirty Dom for the NXT North American Championship. Me personally, I thought they built this up pretty neatly. Throughout the show, and obviously when it happened, and when that match happened, wow. Dirty Dom actually, in my opinion, like that's one of his best showings. I'll be honest, I don't really watch NXT, so I don't know what his matches are. Like the last one I watched in NXT was when he won the title. I'm sure he's had a couple matches since then, but yeah, this is the most fun. Like it didn't feel cowardly heel. Like it felt like he put everything into it, and it was just like close fall after close fall, and there's these innovative false finishes. I love Dragon Lee. I mean, to be fair, this is also my first treating to Dragon Lee. I'm sure he's probably even better in NXT, but this guy, he's got a lot of potential. Way better than Sin Cara. By far.
We will never put Dragon Lee and Sin Cara in the same set.
I'm just saying.
God.
Way better than Sin Cara. He's up there with Kalisto, because I think Kalisto was underutilized when he went to the main roster. He was hella good in NXT, but Dragon Lee is in a league of his own, has so much potential. I hope when he comes to the main roster, he could definitely do amazing things. But yeah, let me just give it to Dryzzy. You are excited to talk about this match, I'm sure. What did you think of Dragon Lee versus Dirty Dom?
Put the camera on me. I have been telling you all for months that Dom is that man. Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Demo guy Dom. The guy who has carried all 3 shows on his back for the last 3 months. Y'all been y'all been in my comments, y'all been in my inbox, y'all been on my I don't know what we call X, Twitter, whatever we're calling it right today. Y'all have been on it talking about he can't wrestle, he's a bad heel, he's this, he's that, he can't do anything without Rhea. 2 weeks in a row now, he has had banger matches without Rhea. NXT banger matches without Judgment Day. Tonight, well, not tonight. Last night, banger, arguably best match of the night against Dragon Lee, who is also Triple A royalty. If you have not been introduced to him, this is just a small snippet of what Dragon Lee can do. I encourage you, please go check out his Triple A stuff. It is chef's kiss. Now, Dominic Mysterio not only proved that he can wrestle, he proved he can do beyond the basic stuff that you do, the drop downs and everything. He was doing stuff that we was watching Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero do in 98, 97. That's exactly
Mm.
what that match reminded me of. I feel like I just blinked for a sec and you see Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero on Nitro going at it. Like if you
Mm.
just close your eyes, just blink for just 1 second and you see it. Dom was top notch. He was on point. He was I can't say enough good things about it. He was patient. He did everything he needed to do. He played to the crowd at the right times. He had a move set. A lot of it is bamboozling that people don't know this man has a move set.
Mm.
And it's a good move set at that. But when he's on Raw, it's always he got to get beat up. He's got to get beat up. He's got to run, hide behind Rhea and everything. I'm just happy that Raw allowed him to actually use that moveset. And for majority of that match, he owned Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee was on his back for a good 75% of that match. The last little bit, Dragon Lee got away from him, and then it was on to the races from there. But Dom cleanly no Judgment Day, no Finn, no Rhea, no
Mm.
JD. There's no Mustafa Ali, no whoever is in NXT. None of them. It was only Dom Mysterio cleanly pinning Dragon Lee. Now, I'm sure this isn't going to shut anybody up, and I'm going to reiterate all this stuff later on tonight on Wrestling Off the Air. Dominic Mysterio is for real. Dominic Mysterio should go into No Mercy or whatever they're doing with that situation to keep this belt. And I wouldn't be surprised if they run this match back again, and it'll probably be even better in NXT. But this has to stop y'all. It has to. Dominic has earned y'all respect. He has to have earned y'all respect after that match.
Yeah, no, you spoke true facts there, Drizzy. I mean, yeah, he definitely made a fan out of me, and it's Raw is slowly becoming Dom's show. I mean, it essentially is because he's the one that's getting the most reaction from the crowd most of the time. And yeah, this match and the most important thing, you nailed it on the head. He won cleanly. It was no shenanigans whatsoever. And yeah, he needed that. Yeah, he needed this win cleanly. What's your thoughts on this, Coby? What did you think of this match as well?
I mean, okay, one, I got the joke. We are in the wrestling business. We are in a wrestling era where the best heels in the business are Don Callis and Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah.
There's no one else touching their work. But that's the thing is, I want to talk about another thing while also giving Dominic his flowers. We are on Monday Night Raw. Obviously, it's a different crowd. It's a main roster show. Not a lot of people, at least in attendance, are gonna know Dragon Lee. And if there was ever a guy that you were going to sit there and say, okay, who can we get Dragon Lee over with? That's Dominic Mysterio. He is getting the best heel reactions. Obviously, Roman's not on television right now, but he's getting the best heel reactions in wrestling today. And if there's a better person to give Dragon Lee in his main roster debut, or just to showcase Dragon Lee in the way they did, it was Dominic Mysterio in this case. I don't know who else could have done that. The near falls, They had the crowd in the palm of their hands, and this was kind of the mid card version of Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair at Money in the Bank 21. They started the night started the match chanting for Becky. They ended the match with the crowd in the palm of their hands. That's exactly what happened in this match. Dominic and Dragon Lee deserve their flowers together. They put on, I don't want to say a classic, I don't want to say a masterpiece, but they put on, like you said, what could be considered match of the night, or just a sleeper match of weekly television. It was a really good match from start to finish.
Yeah, I can't think of anything bad to say about it. Really, it was perfectly paced, enjoyable finish. Yeah, what more can you say? More of that, please, from Dominic Mysterio. All right, so moving on. So yeah, obviously there was another segment involving Drew McIntyre, and he appeared on Miz TV. And basically he got quizzed about, why did he choose not to save Jey Uso last week. Whilst he was being attacked, he was in two minds whether to go or not, or not do it. Should I stay or should I go? Sorry. And then and then eventually it was Cody that came out and basically did helped out. Eventually the New Day came out, started criticizing critiquing Drew McIntyre's manhood, and said they used to call him the Big D, but obviously, you must be limping around with that sword and whatnot and everything else. So it was quite funny, hilarious segment, because the Miz was trying to rebuttal or get his points out, and then every time Drew McIntyre just kept on telling him to shut up. It was to the point where the crowd eventually started chanting, shut up, Miz. Even when he was trying to do his "when my hand goes up" stick,
His
mouth
actually did go shut.
Yeah,
his hand went up and his mouth went shut.
It was to the point he was just looking at his hand. It was like, that's not how it works, but yeah. And then it was to the point where Drew eventually Glasgow kissed. What I mean by that is by headbutting the Miz to the floor, and then he basically said which I don't know why I thought this was a bit of a controversial line. I know what he meant, but at the time it was just like, it was kind of weird. So he told Kofi to get into the ring and I'll show you the definition of hard times. And I'm just like, that's a bit too on the nose, bro. But I knew he was getting on. But yeah, I digress. Ultimately they had a good match. It was you can see more and more of the heel tendencies from Drew McIntyre. Xavier Woods was outside and he got attacked by Ivar, along with Sarah Logan, or Valhalla, sorry. And then obviously Kofi got distracted, and then eventually Drew was like, don't turn your back away from me. Dragged him into the middle of the ring and claymored the hell out of him. 1, 2, 3. And then he let Ivar go and pick up the pieces. He walked out the ring, and this time he didn't bother to look back. He just carried on walking away to the back. And then Kofi got laid out with a devastating moonsault by Ivar. And yeah, there's more and more that is, Drew is turning more of into a bad man, a very bad man. He doesn't care about being called the Big D anymore. He's just gonna be doing his own thing. Me personally, I love it all. Clearly it hasn't really derailed the plans. Obviously with whatever they were gonna do with Riddle and Drew, and yeah, it was all fun. But let me just give it to you, Dryzzy. What did you think of the whole segment and the match? Do you think it was good? And where do you think they could go with Drew?
I don't hate it. We've been waiting for this Drew McIntyre. I don't necessarily want to call it a heel turn because I don't really see it as he's doing anything wrong. He's minding his own business as a lot of people should do in life. He's living he's living good advice. Mind your own business and you don't have problems. Yeah, I'm really trying to find a way to describe it. It's not a heel turn. I look at it more of he's more neutral. Maybe chaotic neutral, maybe, but it's not anything malicious. He's focused. He knows what he wants to focus on, and he's worried about only those things because for so long now, he's been drug into tag teams here. He's drugging into feuds here. He hasn't been near the world title since Clash at the Castle. It's all because he keeps getting pulled every which other way.
Mm.
So I just look at it as a refocusing. I'm sure you put him in there against the right person, the cheers come, but I don't disagree with him as far as if it ain't my business, I'm not gonna deal with it. And karma is a B. It's Jim Jay Uso.
Mm.
History is not on his side. So is Drew wrong? No. Is Kofi wrong? A little bit. But go with it.
No, yeah, no, you pretty much nailed it on the head. Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's not a full heel turn. It's more like a tweener kind of thing. But like you said, there was for a few weeks. A lot of people kept on saying like, "Stay out of my business, stay out of my business." But he's doing that. He's not bothered. He's just doing his own thing. He wants to get to the top, challenge for the title at some point. And yeah, you just gotta step over a few people, because yeah, like I said, he's been taking over, going for mid-card titles or, doing these makeshift tag teams. And yeah, he's just thinking about himself. It's not that's how life is. Sometimes you gotta do that sometimes. I have no qualms with it. And yeah, you're right, hasn't done anything outright heelish. He's just not putting his nose in anything, but it is what it is. Moving on. I'm looking forward to this one. So yeah, of course, after all that happened, a certain someone who is not like most girls, had her time to shine, on this episode of Raw, and yeah, it was of course none other than Nia Jax. She came out, she got interviewed by was it Michael Cole, and yeah, she kept on repeating herself, pretty much saying that she is the baddest human on the planet. How she was naming all the people that she squashed, and then of course, whoever wants to get in her face again will get squashed again, because I am the baddest human on the planet. Yeah, wasn't really great from Nia. Very woeful. You could tell she was rusty as hell. I mean, not saying that she was the best talker beforehand, but yeah, this one was what I saw in a lot of the comments. Very woeful, very very woeful. And yeah, the crowd did not care what she was saying. If you saw the Raw review on Instagram at Wrestling Republic, Cody himself actually gave this pretty much. I think this is quite frankly the lowest. I think it's going for the lowest rated promo that was in Wrestling Republic's history. We got a 1 star. So yeah, I wanted to pick your brain, Coby. What's why did you think this warranted a 1 star?
Okay, you actually are going to make me do this. Okay, Nia Jax had her promo, and obviously she had her match. She won clean, whatever. Zoe Stark. That's not what I'm about. This promo reeked of scripted. Like, and I mean, we talked a lot about how there's a lot of people like Cody Rhodes. His promos don't feel scripted unless he's talking a lot about other stuff, certain things. At the end of the day, Nia Jax kept on saying baddest human in WWE, and the way she was saying it was just it was awkward. And then she was like, "Oh, I squashed Shayna, I squashed Rhea, I squashed," and then it was just a repetitive promo that it didn't feel like it did anything for her. And then keep in mind, Zoe Stark comes out, and Zoe Stark has troubles on the mic as well. So Zoe Stark's butting heads with her, trying to the bikes between both of their mouths, and Zoe's just like saying, "Well, you laid me out behind my back when you attacked me from behind." I thought it's a good enough line, but I mean, it just the promo sucked. The crowd was good for it, I guess, because they were telling her to shut up or you suck. I thought that was fine. But at the end of the day, like if I'm going pure rating scale and I'm not going to go in depth, the rating scale did make it a 1 star, and that's ultimately what it is. And if I am going off of my mind, I do believe it is the lowest rated, at least lowest rated segment. It could be lowest rated match as well, or just in general, lowest rated given in general. I think is can be stated as well, but it is the lowest promo I've given.
So you're saying that so this wasn't up there when The Rock returned, and you know it wasn't up there with that segment. It was just wasn't doing it well for you. Wasn't doing good for you. Yeah.
No.
Fair enough. What about you, Drizzy? Do you agree on those statements?
The Nia Jax robot was not working. It sounded it literally sounded like a robot. Like, I am the baddest human on the planet. I squashed so and so. So it reeks of promo not found. It
Yeah.
really reeks of promo not found. I love Nia Jax. Never been a big fan of her promos. I know what I'm getting with her. This whole thing probably could have did a whole lot better without any talking. Let Nia Jax come out. Michael Cole ask her a question, and as soon as she opens her mouth to speak, Zoe Stark comes out, gets in her face. Boom, we have a match. That's a whole lot more effective than trying to put words in people's mouths that don't normally do that too well.
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. No, I understand that. Yeah, better luck next time, Naya. Hopefully, you know, right now it's not doing so well for her, but we'll see. We'll see how it gets. But yeah, moving swiftly on. Of course, it was the main event between Damian Priest and Finn Balor versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. Fun main event, fun TV main event. You know, these guys have got amazing chemistry. The fact that it was for the championship, it was awesome. Yeah, ultimately there was a couple close calls where I thought they were actually going to win, regain the titles. There was stunners being flown around. JD McDonough obviously got intervened, everything else. And then I think yeah, Sami Zayn hit the haluva kick on Damian Priest, but ultimately JD McDonough came out and clocked Sami Zayn with one of the title belts. And Damian Priest just slumped over and then obviously covered Zayn and got the 1-2-3. They are still the undisputed tag team champions. Like I say, fun match, building up the tension between McDonough and you know, Priest, and you know, is he going to be in Judgment Day? Is he not? All that kind of stuff. Now Priest is kind of conflicted because he helped them retain it. Yeah, so I just wanted to get your guys' thoughts on this whole match and what do you think they are truly trying to set up here regarding this? Is it leading up to Survivor Series, or that what's the end game here? We'll start with you, Drizzy. What do you think of this whole thing?
First off, everybody, cut your purple lights on. It is Judgment Day time.
Oh my goodness, that is perfect timing.
It is all just like I'm required. Everybody in Wrestling Republic, when you're talking about Judgment Day, you got to cut on a purple light.
It is. Understand.
Another great. I don't know what it was about. Everything from the Dom match all the way down, the matches just started. It was banger after banger. It definitely was the best wrestling Raw that I've seen in a long time. Priest, Balor, Owens, Zayn. I don't know what it is, but something about them, it all just clicks when they're in the ring together. Magic, and this is a normal wrestling match. We've seen what
Mm,
they've done in chaos. This normal match even better. So I'm I'm loving everything that they're doing with it. I am absolutely on the side and have no idea where this is going. I kind of thought that this was going to be the night where Finn and Damian lose the tag titles, but with a shocking pleasure, JD McDonough comes through in the clutch again.
mm-hmm.
Come on, y'all, give him his purple shirt. Give him his purple shirt. He is he is giving you a new briefcase, Damian Priest. He sat there and made sure that you guys have won tag titles. He's made sure Dom hasn't lost any matches. What
Yeah.
does he got to do? Come on, Dame, stop being mean. Stop being mean. Just embrace him. Let him into the family. Go on to Survivor Series. Get this War Games match cracking in the purple cage. If we can get a purple cage, let's just make this happen.
Purple cage.
Come on. It's got to be a purple cage. It has to be. It's Judgment Day. Everything's got to be purple now.
Fair enough. I was not expecting that. I mean, any color is better than red. But yeah, it is what it is. What about you, Coby? What do you think of this this whole thing? What do you think the end game is going to be?
And that's the thing, and like you said, this was a television match, and often WWE weekly television matches don't really go that long. This was a 20-minute television match, and I thought it was very well done. It was on par with the Payback match, and the biggest thing I said in the review is the although the matches have been repetitive for the last 4 months, the matches don't underdeliver. They are solidly worked matches. They're entertaining. The crowd has never been bad for these matches. At the end of the day, this was just a really good match. Obviously, nothing too innovative. And the storytelling the match did get a little convoluted when we were having too many run-ins. But I thought the match was it was one of the better Raw matches of the year. If I had to rank it that way, I do believe we're setting up some big tag match. I assume we're going to get something at Fastlane I assume with the titles on the line. I don't know what happens if it's a War Games or just a big tag match at Survivor Series. I'm expecting Judgment Day to lose because then it's going to be Damian and Dom versus Finn and JD because they have the tag titles or some weird storyline along those lines. But I don't know what to expect. That's obviously like I said, I like the fact that they moved on from Judgment Day can't be on top or can't get on top or stay on top. They're winning matches, but now the conflict is between Damian and JD McDonough, and I think they're doing really well with that.
No, yeah, 110%. Yeah, I can't really fault it. It was a great match. Like I said, they have great chemistry, and I think that's why they love it so much to keep on just putting it on again and again and again. But they keep hitting out of the park. So I mean, you're a bit conflicted, but yeah, I think the end game is something involving Survivor Series, which I hope it might be I want them to bring back the traditional elimination match. Numero one Superfly, what's up? You says, while the main event was good, I hope this is the last time we see Kevin and Sammy versus Judgment Day. Also, they really need to stop relying on post brawls because 70% of the time it tends to happen. It has, yeah, that is an ongoing trend, especially on Raw. There's always a lot of brawls at the end. This one, it was to the point where like they just cut it off, and then when it went off the air whilst it was ongoing. Do you guys agree with that? Do you feel like they need to cut back on the brawls, or do you think that there is an end game regarding this?
I feel like
it's all right. It's fine enough. It's fine. I don't know.
I feel like it's Judgment. I feel like it's Judgment Day specific actually, because we don't get a lot of it on SmackDown or anything. It's more really Judgment Day specific because a lot of their stuff is causing chaos, and there's a lot of chaos that ensues with them. So I guess it's supposed to fit, but I mean I don't hate it.
Yeah. It was fun. That was what I'm saying. The brawls were fun. It is what it is. But I do agree. The Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus Judgment Day thing needs to end a bit. It's been going on for far too long. As much as we always complain, with long-term booking and stuff, you don't need to necessarily have it every week, almost pretty much. But yeah, it's all good. It's all good. And on that note, we are come to the end of the show. Thank you very much, Dryzzy. Thank you very much, Coby, for joining us on this glorious special episode. I know it was a later start time, but we hope that we actually made it enjoyable for you to stay up and enjoy the show with us. As always, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And also follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Republic. Also follow me as well at official_TITTT. The latest episode of Take It to the Table got released yesterday when it was wrestling video games, WWE video games 20 questions. Your man Dryzzy was on there as well with David Sheldon and Ben Allison, El Jefe himself. So go check that out. See if you can guess the games quicker than they did, because yeah, it wasn't always easy. but yeah, other than that, I have been your host Chaos. Dryzzy, Coby, thank you very much. This has been Wrestling Republic's Daily. Until next time, guys. Peace.